Hauntcast.
Haunting Halloween and horror. Terror Tech with Dexter Morgan.
Hello and welcome to Terror Tech. I'm Dexter Morgan, your guide to the cutting-edge tech that transforms haunted houses from spooky ideas into bone-chilling experiences. Have you ever wondered how lights flicker at just the right moment, or how fog rolls in though it has a mind of its own? Well, today we're going to be diving into the world of DMX lighting, the ultimate tool for turning an ordinary haunt into an unforgettable nightmare. So let's flip the switch and illuminate the secrets behind DMX. Alright, so let's start with the basics. What is DMX lighting? Well, DMX, or digital multiplex, is like a universal translator for lighting and effects in the entertainment world. It's a standardized protocol used to control lighting fixtures, fog machines, and other devices, and enabling them to work together seamlessly. Think of it as a nervous system for your haunted house, sending precise commands to your lights and effects to create a synchronized experience. DMX is especially powerful because it's scalable. Whether you're running a small haunted house with a few spooky lights, or a full-scaled haunted attraction with hundreds of fixtures, DMX has you covered. It allows you to control multiple devices on a single network, so your haunt can feel alive, dynamic, and perfectly timed. Alright, so how does it actually work? Well, here's the deal. DMX operates on a daisy chain system. Picture a line of connected devices. Your controller sends signals to the first fixture, which then passes the signal down the chain to the next. Each device is assigned a unique address, kind of like its home base. This address tells the fixture how to respond to the controller's commands. Each fixture has multiple channels, with each channel controlling a specific feature. For instance, an LED light might have a channel for brightness, another for color, and another for strobe effects. When the controller sends a signal, the fixture knows exactly what to do with that signal. In the context of a haunted house, this means you can program lights to flicker in sync with thunder or sound effects, or have a fog machine erupt just as a ghostly figure emerges. DMX isn't just about control, it's about storytelling, making your haunt feel alive and immersive. So why do DMX fixtures use multiple channels? Well, DMX fixtures are designed to provide granular control over their various functions and features. Each channel corresponds to a specific function or parameter of the fixture. The number of channels a fixture requires depends on its complexity and its capabilities. In the case of a basic fixture, it's a simpler fixture, such as a traditional dimmer pack or a single color par light, and it requires only a few channels. If it's only a one-channel fixture, that channel controls the intensity or brightness of the light. More sophisticated fixtures, such as RGB LED lights or moving headlights, need multiple channels to control their additional features. Each function is assigned a channel, enabling detailed adjustments. For example, on an RGB LED, it may have 3 to 7 channels. Channel 1 would be the red light and its intensity from 0 to 255. Channel 2 would probably control the green light intensity, and Channel 3 the blue light. It may have optional channels past that. Channel 4 may be a master dimmer control which controls the overall brightness of the light. The 5th channel may be a strobe effect for speed. Channel 6 may be a pre-programmed color macro, changing from red to green to blue and all of the colors in between. And if it has a 7th channel, that may be for special effects like color fading or color chasing. Now, each of these DMX channels provides a fine-tuned control over a specific parameter. By assigning functions to separate DMX channels, the controller can operate multiple features simultaneously, create dynamic effects such as smooth color fades, moving light beams, or synchronized strobe patterns, and enable customization for creating lighting designs in your event, your concert, or your haunted house. Many fixtures offer different DMX modes, allowing you to select how many channels to use. A basic mode would be fewer channels, providing simpler control. Example, just the RGB and the dimmer. An advanced mode, which has more channels for accessing all of the features, may include strobe effects, the macros, pans, tilts, things like that. So this takes me to addressing a DMX fixture. So this ensures that each fixture knows which channels it should respond to within the DMX universe. which is 512 channels. You start by assigning a starting address. Each fixture needs a unique starting channel that matches its position in the DMX chain. The starting address tells the fixture where its channels begin. For example, if fixture A uses 5 channels, it starts at address 1. Fixture B should start at address 6, because channels 1 through 5 are being used by fixture A. So use the fixture's menu or dip switches or digital interface to assign the starting address. Avoid overlap. This ensures fixtures do not share the same channels unless they're meant to respond identically. If you have 2 lights and you want them to do exactly the same thing, you can address them exactly the same and they will both respond to that signal. And lastly, plan ahead. Keep track of how many channels each fixture uses and plan your addresses to avoid conflicts. Proper addressing ensures your controller communicates effectively with each fixture for seamless operation. Now let's talk about setting it up. DMX might sound intimidating, but with a little guidance, it's surprisingly straightforward. You can also find several videos on YouTube showing you exactly how to set up your system. So first you're going to choose your DMX controller. Controllers range from simple handheld devices to advanced software systems, such as full show control systems. If you're just starting, a basic controller with 512 channels should be plenty. Now, you'll need DMX-compatible fixtures. These can include LED lights, fog machines, strobe lights, or even moving head spotlights. Connect your devices in a daisy chain using DMX cables, starting with your controller. Don't forget to assign unique addresses to each fixture. Most have a small display or dip switches for setting this address. Finally, program your scenes. This involves creating sequences where lights and effects trigger in specific ways. For example, you can program a sequence where a flickering light is followed by a sudden strobe, timed perfectly with a fog machine blast. Test your setup and your programming thoroughly to make sure everything works exactly the way you'd like it. So how do I use DMX to take my lighting in my haunted house to the next level? Well, the possibilities are endless. One great application is dynamic lighting. Use moving heads to create roaming spotlights that mimic ghostly presences, or use color change to set the mood. Red lights can signify danger, while cold blue lights create an eerie, unsettling vibe. Another practical use is pairing DMX with audio. Sync your lighting with your sound effects, like a flash of light during a thunderclap or a strobe that highlights a jump scare. This level of synchronization makes your scares more impactful and memorable. DMX-controlled fog machines are another must-have. Trigger a burst of fog just as a strobe light goes off, disorienting your guests and enhancing the fear factor. You can even program gradual fog buildups for a creepy, suspenseful effect. So let's talk about some quick tips to help you make the most of a DMX setup. First, plan your layout. Break your haunted house into zones and assign specific DMX fixtures to each area. This way you can create tailored effects for each part of your attraction. Also, use a DMX splitter. If your chain gets too long, use a splitter to maintain signal strength and avoid glitches. Next, remember to back up your sequences. If you're using software to control your lights, always save your sequences. A backup can save you from a tech disaster on the night of your haunt. Also, experiment with timing. Don't just throw random effects. Time your lights and fog to enhance the scares. Build tension and releasing it at just the right moments. Remember, DMX creates a living environment, so use it to its fullest. And lastly, test, and retest. Run your sequences through multiple times before opening night. This ensures everything works as planned and gives you a chance to tweak anything that's off. Alright, let's wrap up by quickly going through the pros and cons of using DMX lighting in your haunted house or attraction. Here are the cons. Complexity. If you're new to DMX, the setup and programming can feel overwhelming. They're not. Just watch a few videos on YouTube, do a little studying, and I promise you it will pay off. Second, wiring. The daisy chain setup requires careful planning and lots of cables. Again, it's not very difficult, just take it slow. Start with 1 or 2 fixtures and then move on. And lastly, on the cons, is the cost. A high-quality DMX controller and fixtures can be very expensive. There are other, less expensive options out there, I would definitely take a look online and find the right fixtures that work for you. If you're looking online at a certain place, I might suggest getting something with free returns, so that way if it doesn't work out for you, you are not stuck with it. Alright, let's talk about the pros of DMX. First of all, and most importantly, is total control. DMX allows you to have total control of every aspect of the lighting and the effects in your haunted attraction, giving you the power to create detailed and immersive scenes and experiences. Also, scalability. If you're running a small haunt or a massive attraction, DMX can grow with you. And lastly, synchronization. This allows you to sync your lights, your sound, your practical effects, and make your haunted house feel alive and completely coordinated, almost as if you were stepping into a movie. DMX lighting isn't just about turning lights on and off. It's about crafting a story, building suspense, and creating an atmosphere that guests won't soon forget. Thanks for joining me as we continue to explore the tools that bring your nightmares to life. I'm Dexter Morgan, and you've been listening to TerraTech. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries, keep creating chills, and let the tech behind the terror light the way.
Please follow the podcast, give us a 5-star review, stalk us on social media, links in the description, and visit our blog page for more show info at hauntcastpodcast.net/blog. Until next time, stay scary.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.